To England with Love has some gorgeous scenery. Unfortunately, the filming locations are not currently listed on IMDb, so I can't provide too much information about that, but visually, it is a really beautiful film. There are a lot of striking things to look at. The rest of the aspects of the film are kind of mediocre. This was released this year in 2024. It's directed by Tim Clague and Danny Stack and written by Grace Knight, and it stars Georgia Hirst as Ali and Sean Pogmore as Matthew. And there are two reasons why I didn't love this. And the first is that the mystery aspect I just found to be boring, not necessarily badly written, just not interesting. I'll talk more about that in a moment. And the other reason I didn't love it is because Ali is such an unlikable protagonist. There were very few things about her that I liked. I didn't like her attitude. I didn't like the way she conducted things. I just did not care for her, and it very heavily follows her story. So that meant that I found bits of it quite irritating because I found her to be irritating. And there's nothing against the performances. There are no problems with any of the acting in this. I just think she's a very badly written character, unless their point was to make her unlikable, which I don't think would be the case. Ali travels to England to try and solve an old mystery. And I won't say too much more about that, but it involves this picture. And I like that as a concept. This picture of a woman, and she has to go to England and dig deep into the past. And it seems interesting on the surface, but I just found that it wasn't that interesting. And as we started to piece together more bits of the puzzle, I was hoping that I'd take a greater interest in it. But it just never seemed to happen. I just never seemed to care for the mystery. So I wasn't invested in that part of the narrative. We do have a potentially romantic angle as well. And that bit was fine. It worked well enough. But because I didn't like Ali as a character, I didn't really care for the outcome there. So there are not enough things in this that worked well for me to say that I enjoyed this film. It's an interesting concept, but it's kind of a boring execution. Again, it's not necessarily badly done. I think things flow well enough. The pacing is good. Ali gets to England pretty quickly, and things do start to roll from there. I think the pacing is pretty steady. It never really slows down or anything. Credit where it's due. The narrative flows well. It's just not interesting. Ali was unlikable pretty much from the beginning. Maybe not the first few seconds, but it didn't take me long to establish that I really did not like her as a character. So unfortunately, I didn't enjoy this. As I said, though, we do have some gorgeous scenery. So if you want to see some beautiful beaches and gorgeous architecture and a steam train, the train is stunning. Absolutely loved it. There are some pull factors here, but in general, I was mostly just disappointed. I didn't think To England with Love was very well done. It had potential, but unfortunately, it just didn't deliver.